Okay, find this after so many years. I think it's getting a bit small. About doing the sketch. You never seen those sketches where you have those so-called little people, and it looks like they're exercising and they're doing all that stuff, and then you show the POV of somebody whose shoelaces are just going up and down. Right? I'm thinking about why not get, I keep thinking, Leon in what's that game, RE4, when he's got the hat like that and he's got that white band around the hat. Should get a little person and say, could you just get on a roller and just go around my hat like that? Basically, that would be one of my. GB News was on the other day, right? And I don't get fed up with BBC One and Channel 4 and ITV. I watch because they do local news. And there was this what was I talking about? Got the news, the guy. Oh yes, that's right. One of the guys. First of all, why do white people always call out other white people for racism about someone who's not there to call out who is supposed to be offended? I never understand that. Like, if I was offended, right, at work, which I was once, right, but I just took it on the chin and carried on for over a year and a half, and then when I stood up, I got suspended. And when I asked the person, why am I suspended? Because obviously I went to go and ask and speak up and not get bullied. And they just says, we'll email it to you. I go, well, okay, fine, but you're not going to give me a reason now. They did. They did not. So that's, in the end of the day, nobody would speak up. Obviously, if there's a manager and there's four of them, they're just going to allow the manager to be toxic and, whatever like that. And obviously, the staff ain't going to help you because they don't want to get part in tangled into it and all that, like, oh, I don't want to lose my job for fear of sorry, I don't want to say anything for fear of losing my job, but that's their business. That's fine, as long as you can't lie and you say, listen, you was there when he used to say that, because if he used to call me something in a derogatory manner and around someone, then obviously you're just a witness. You just have to be honest, simple as that. And anyway, there was that guy on GB News, and he's every time I watch him, he's got the same clothes. Like, I don't know. There's this woman. She's always 50p. Right, I call her the cry. She walks around with a cup, right, and change. But I never hear her speak anything. I know she speaks English anyway, because afterwards she always says, "Can I have a pint of kind of this lager, please?" So I know that she does speak. Simple as that. And English, because she was an English woman, but she's always got this extra drama, like, and she does that. But she's like a ninja, because one time it was Hello Joe. I think it was 2 in the morning. I came home from work, right? It's 2 in the morning. I'm at the cash point because I want to get some fags, right? There's no one there. I always check. I turn around and she's there as soon as I pull out my money. And I'm like, yo, where you come from? Got any money? 50p, £1. I'm like, no, thank you very much. Thank gosh the cash point do not give you change because the amount of people that would be asking. You know what? Even I hate it when people who ask for money are actually sitting on the floor next to the cash point. You're gonna change, mate? No, I don't have any change. If I had any change, I still wouldn't give you anyway, because I don't know who you are. If I go to my local Tesco and there's I don't know, a few people there every day, different or something like that, and then like I've offered to buy them milk, bread, whatever like that stuff, certain stuff. They nah, it's okay, that's fine. Then one guy didn't mind. I bought him some milk. I go, here, have some milk, basically. So no, I didn't mind that. Oh yes, that's what I was gonna say. That guy on GB News, Jonathan, something like that, right? He's got these like I don't know, whoever he speaks for. He doesn't speak for us. I don't know who he speaks for, right? He speaks probably for Labour or something like that, because he's always got some daft responses. And I looked at him, I was like, how comes every time I see you got the same clothes, do they not pay you in soap bars, or like, what is it, like a razor? Because he's got the same beard. Like, the beard, I don't know, doesn't get big or small. It's always the same size. So, it's like, you got a cabinet or a closet with, like the same, trampish looking clothes. I'm not trying to diss him and just saying, but everybody's dressed up there, normal, with the nice clothes, civilized and all that kind of stuff, right? And on an interview in front of the nation, you're just dressed there like a raggedy guy. And economists call you what you want, you know what I mean? You're just I don't know what you are. You're like a stooge. I just finished The Layers of Fear. Rocket League is not what I bloody thought it was going to be. Well, I thought Rocket League was a racing game where you drive around and you take on people in the tracks. All I know is when I put that game on, right, I thought it didn't even tell me how to, well, it did more or less give you some basic controls, right? But there's a ball. So it's like football with the car. That's what it is, basically. I thought, Rocket League was like a car with like a rocket, like a fast, what, was it F-Zero? That kind of game. Oh my gosh, F-Zero. I don't know if anybody had that on the GameCube, but when I did that, I put some hours into that game and I didn't even complete it because it was tough as hell. I think there's a reason why they haven't made a new one because that game, woo, you play F-Zero, man, back in that day. I remember I think of the exact stage I left it at, might be 6 or 7, because I remember that stage. I was doing it for hours and hours and I could not do it. Obviously, you got those hardcore gamers. You know what? That's the one thing I never did actually. Look on YouTube and see those people who completed that game. That would be just like satisfaction from inside my heart. You know what I mean? To say, yes, that's where I would have got. That's the end. Fine. I don't need to buy the game or replay. I don't know why they haven't done a remake of that or a new version. Maybe they have. Maybe they haven't. I will check. But anyway, yes, Rocket League was alright. But I wanted to just play a regular drive around the track. Couldn't even do that. I think I got to, I don't know, do up my, Fortnite had better bloody games than that. So I don't know what that's all about. So basically, I carried on with the Fortnite, and then Fortnite they got some okay games, because it's it's actually going to take a fortnight to find out how many games they got, because I think they got like you can create your own stages of games or something like that. Because there's even the rooms version of that, and I've heard about that. The rooms, the back rooms or whatever you call it, right? Or the yellow rooms, because it's always yellow. Why is advertised? So the rooms, I might check that out. I'll go. You know what? I'll go back into Fortnite because for some reason, Salam alaikum, wa alaikum salam, Rajif, Dviki Ram Hamad. Are you alright, TikTok? I was playing Layers of Fear. I think that's what it's called anyway. I just finished that completely. But it's the PC, man. I tried to get my bloody PlayStation controller into my PC. It's not working, I don't know what I have to do. I'm not going to college to feel like how to set my controller. I looked on the YouTube. I did it once, but it wasn't with my PS5. It was I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to get an old controller, put it in my PC, and then I could play the whatever game instead of the. I don't want to get that cramp on my fingers because I can't get the run button with my little finger. It's on the left. Oh, you can use the mouse on the right hand side, but the left hand side you gotta use the bloody keyboard. And it's like all you're doing is this with the mouse, but with the keyboard you gotta do all this. I'm not playing the piano. The keyboard, I thought it was just like up shoot. The left right would be shoot. But I don't know. Sorry with the mouse. I don't know what that does half the time. Zooming in or picking up, but then you gotta find the E button. Oh my gosh, But I think I don't know. Do I need two keyboards to play a game? You know what I mean? Could you imagine that? Like I'm playing like, people think, oh, is he playing the piano? I wish he was. He would be better at playing the piano than I would from there. You're Indonesia from. I'm alright, brother. I'm from here, UK, Birmingham, but I'm originally from India. I was born there, and I came here when I was a baby, 1 year old. I think it was 1, 2 years old. I can't really remember. Obviously, I don't think anybody can remember, but obviously, on my mother's passport, and so I've been in the UK ever since. I have been back to India a few times. Obviously, I was there. I hated it when the first time I went when I was a kid. It was hot. When you live in the UK and they got crappy weather, right? And then you go to a country in the summer and you've never been there. And I was overweight, trust me, a lot more than I am now. I'm telling you now when I was 11, right? So the heat just melted my skin and everything like that. And the water was the worst water. I never knew you had to pump your own bloody water. Now it's different. Now everybody buys bottled waters. They've got filters, but they don't even have those wells anymore. And the bees there, oh my God, the bees. I don't know what the hell they call. They're not bees, man. They don't call them bees. They look like bats to me, wasps with guns or something like that. You see something big coming at you like that. You're like, yo, I'm going to police, man. I'm not getting no bug spray for this thing. I saw somebody got bit once. I think it was a relative of mine, and basically, I think she had a doctor who pulled out a syringe. And I don't know if he was going to inject the horse with that or something, but it was supposed to be for her. I don't know. She was in pain, and I just said, you know what? I, you know what? Next time I go for a shower or do anything like that, I am not gonna go without no clothes. I'll tell you that now. Just sorry, I didn't have to put that into your head, but I'm telling you, like, when you go into some, like there's a virus that's out, and those people are out, and they're covered with the helmet, and they're gonna do all that. I'm gonna go check everything. I'm gonna make sure there ain't nothing hiding. Lizards crawling around. People used to tell me stories, about those lizards. One fell in a soup and the family died because they didn't know they accidentally ate a lizard. And I thought that when I was a child, and that stuck in my head ever since. And obviously, that's not true. All right. So, but they are there, I think, to help the the mosquitoes. They're the ones. See, that's another thing. The mosquitoes. I hate them, man. I don't know what the hell was on my body. I felt like what's that game? The Last of Us. Those clickers or something like that, man. Man, mosquitoes get to you when you're 11 years old, man. You're gonna be looking like that, the clicker and stuff. I got boof, 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 boof all over my body, man. People was, in this country, people saw that. They would probably say, this guy, he needs quarantined. But what they don't know is that it's just when you're in India, that's why those people are skinny. Back in the day when I saw a lot of skinny people, I thought, you know what? You got no blood left. Right, the mosquitoes have sucked out all the blood. You got no blood left, man. Goodbye. Simple as that. But they know when foreigners come. Oh, they know when the Brits come. These mosquitoes, they're like, hey, oh, I know that blood. This guy's from UK, or this guy's from America, or this. You know what? Let's get some of that juicy blood, and they start phoning their local mosquito crew, and before you know, they're all descend upon you. But you know what? They come cleverly. They don't come in the day. The flies come in the day. Yeah, the flies. You just go like this. Do. You can't do that. I think that's what it is. I think they're working, within each other somehow. The flies. So the mosquitoes say to the flies, right? Listen, in the day you're gonna harass this guy all day, okay? And you're gonna have all the shit you want, right? Literally. So you're gonna harass this guy all fucking day, right? And what you're gonna do, right, is just bugger off at night, and we'll come out, because by that time he'll be asleep and he can't do any of that, right? Because he's too knackered of doing all that in the daytime, and he needs to get rest. So that's when we come out, and then they come out at night, and I don't know. I don't know. I also, if a mosquito comes and takes your blood, what the hell is he leaving behind? Shouldn't you have less? All I know is my arms had, like, I don't know, his pus, or I had things that I was like, I didn't even know I could get this on my body. Simple as that. And then I thought, you know what? Next time, I don't know. 2 months it took by, I think. I was there for, I don't know how many months. It might have been 3 months, right? Two of us, both our families, right, in India. And yeah, sure, we've seen all those places. The water tastes like crap. The milk, whatever, it was hot, it was flies, all that crap around. I think it had to take a few weeks for my body to kind of adjust, to realize, even though for the mosquitoes, to think, nah, this guy's blood is tainted. He's an Indian. We don't want this. We want some of that British blood, So I think they're like, it's not even type B. It's like type me blood. That's what they want, Their type, So obviously, that water, drinking it is there everywhere. You're brushing your teeth. You're having a shower. And if that's why we had to start drinking water from the bottle. Basically, you start getting sick, because your body's not used to it. Back in your body, there 11 years in England drinking your water, fluoride, whatever. No, fluorine's in the one of them. Make sure don't quit drinking the wrong one. Is the fluorine is in the water, fluoride is in the swimming pools, or one of them, right? Anyway, so yeah, so drinking all that, swimming, whatever, because they do that. They have those big little pools out there in the hot country, and you jump in there and you swim. But then you don't know what the hell's in that water. Sure, the water gets recycled, boom, 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 and all the water comes in and out, But I don't know. That's it, So anyway, what was I gonna say? I was trying to play a game on Fortnite. Battle Royale, I don't mind, right? Okay. And these other horror games, I don't mind. But when it comes to, you know what? If the developers, I would love to tell them this, right? Because most of these games on Fortnite so far, the little ones, because they're only short, they're not long games, not like a Resident Evil game, or even a Resident Evil side mission or anything like that. They're like, you could probably complete it in 10 minutes. One of them I completed in 2 minutes and I didn't even know it was a game. All it said was thank you for the survey. And I was like, okay, no problem. And I wasn't even answering the survey. There was other people, because it's a multiplayer game. You got 4 people, right? One guy was just like doing everything. So he was answering. And he was in Spanish, that bloody game. Right? So I couldn't even know what the hell I was answering. And the other guy was answering. So figured it, let him just answer the thing. So he answered the question. And he said, thank you for playing this game. I go, what bloody game? It said the survey has ended. I go, yes. Is that a bloody game? I don't know what kind of game that is, but I don't know why. Sorry, are you on survival or I don't know what the hell bloody that game was on. Simple as that. So like what more? It wasn't a scary game. I don't even know what the hell kind of game was it. Anyway, so I'm gonna try and play the mortuary assistant. I see if I can try and stream that. Try and stream something on Steam, on back on stream. But it's just all this malarkey stuff. So I just thought I'd just do a quick little video of me for the day. It was hot earlier on. It was a nice sunny day, but the sunny days bring out the idiots and the annoying people. The ones who are miserable in the mood, so they want to, oh, you know what? I'm not happy until someone else isn't happy. Sounds like our current government. You know what I mean? Like Labour, basically, right? In the UK, right? They're like, you know what? But no, but they're actually different because they would rather, be happy by making everybody else miserable. Simple as that. Maybe that's what people are like. I'll feel bad, but if I make somebody else feel bad, I will feel better. So our current government is doing that with everybody. You know what I mean? Just annoying everything. And you know what? They want to come at you for your money for your council tax, so they can go on vacation, eat food, and go watch concerts. Like the two bloody like they're not young enough to watch concerts or something like that. Either way, anyway, peace out, everybody. Thank you. I was just ranting for today. I just thought I'd let you know. I'm gonna try and see if I can stream a game on YouTube, and I haven't decided yet. There's one called Ginkgo. I thought Ginkgo isn't that a drink for Red Bull? That's Ginkgo biloba or whatever they call it. I don't know what it is, but this is about sewing things. So, oh, you know what? And I might try and get a achievement on Fortnite because I haven't got one achievement, and I've paid that for 2 weeks or a week or however long I've got it. But the other one, as soon as I put it on, I had an achievement, and I can't even expand on that other game, Rocket League. I go, why have I got an achievement? I haven't even played this game properly. But the other one, I got like two achievements, three at least, and I played that game within 10 minutes, and I got 3 achievements. This one I played for about 2 weeks on Fortnite. For a fortnight, yeah, I've been playing a Fortnite on Fortnite, and not one achievement. It keeps saying something like training or whatever like that. So I want to try and do that today. I'm gonna try and get one achievement at least. I don't go to all the settings and find out how to get one. That's what I'm gonna try, and maybe try the mortuary assistant because I keep wearing the wrong body, and I'm not good with the. I'm not gonna say puzzles or something like that. We'll see. Either way, if I get it streaming, then you'll see. Thank you anyway. Peace out, everybody, and wa alaikum salam, Rajif.